What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Please, 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 if you're one of these big boys with the big dollars buying out Prismatic secret rares, use my link in the description down below whenever shopping TCG Player. You just have to click it before you check out, so click the link, check out, bookmark it for me if you would, because it's insane that these are disappearing off the market. Apollosa, $475 lowest on TCG Player. There's only one left at 400 period before it is quickly freaking up and out of copies on eBay as well. I think there was two ways this was gonna go. Either Prismatic secret rares really skyrocketed because there's a chokehold on value and no more will go on market after Rising Rampage stopped selling, which a lot of Rising Rampage boxes have stopped being open. The sets overall failed in a sense. You can go and buy the boxes cheaper than $50, and we see here that the rest have done nothing but pretty much go down. Marinza Seahorse, it tried to be 200 for a while. We see it towards 185, almost a 10% fall there. Wynn tried to be 200 for a while. She's now available at 145, and then Apollosa herself is more expensive than Storm Dragon's Return Prismatic, something you can get multiple of per case versus something one out of every two cases appears that won't even get you an MSRP box back, but yet it'll get you back a box of Rising Rampage because they're freaking cheap. We look over, similarly, Masquerena has shot up from 350 to 400 over the weekend, while the rest of the Prismatics fall out. So the top chase Prismatic seems to be what to really go after early, as the rest just crash. Pyro Phoenix towards $100 are kind of chasing that point, and oh my gosh, Gorgon Empress of the Evil Die, $60 down to the price of a box as well. This is madness. This is crazy. Chaos, low impact. Now, on the note of Masquerena, she's still available for $350 on eBay as well. It's just like Apollosa, available at its price, but the copies do run out somewhat quickly and head towards 400. There's only two. So when you have independent sellers along with buyers looking at these, it just takes one deep pocket to make them disappear, and that could be what's happening here, but I don't think so. I think it's just naturally over time people decide, all right, it's my meta deck, I'm gonna splurge this weekend, I got my paycheck, I've been waiting for this. I don't think that it's necessarily one deep pocket going after both of these. I don't think that makes sense. Also, another card going up from Chaos Impact is Seyfert. Seyfert's super interesting. I've said I've underestimated it from the beginning, and we see it up here towards $36. Now, this is just on TCG Player. We see it at 32 over here, but then it quickly matches after just a couple of brand new listings. So it did go to this point after the weekend. A lot of people are looking at the Guard Dragon decks and combos on how to continue. You can use Seyfert in multiple different decks. We've even seen Asian Persuasion use it in his Lightsworn deck to get a top. That was very impressive. So I think out of Chaos Impact, this has the most upward mobility still, but there's the matter of the special editions having good promos, which people will actually open and chase after things if they're not just buying the promos as singles. And I think we'll see an actual coolant on Chaos Impact, even though the rest of the set is just falling out pretty quick. We see $2 down on Abomination Prison here from over the weekend. Masquerena's floating. Again, a lot of Orcus players are ending with her on the board and then putting Babel up in order to make quick play tagouts on the opponent, and I think that's very, very smart. It's really cool how Orcus boards have actually been the best at incorporating her. We see Blue Tang falling far under 20. We see Pyro Phoenix not really getting much use, and then the set just quickly dwindles from there. So it's good that the cards are affordable for those that want them, but the reason everything's so cheap is that there's such a low demand for a lot of the cards, and thus we're going to get a top-heavy part from something besides just the Prismatics, and I do think that'll be safer down the line. So in my personal opinion, maybe wait for this to cool off just a little and then get yours, because I could see this continuing to go up as people chase after 3 of these for each deck while it is short printed, and it definitely has a much more generic open ceiling than Abomination Prison. Now, another suggestion card real quick is Living Fossil. I've seen a lot more people testing out Isolde, be it with hero decks, which don't even need to really use Isolde, but also just in general, people are trying Goki and other cool stuff. You want to have access to Isolde, and Living Fossil is one of the best. It's locked behind Battles of Legend as it's only printing, yet it still sits pretty cheap. But I've noticed over on eBay when I stare at Living Fossil, the quantities versus the price, the quantities are really, really freaking down. That's why I suggest getting it soon sooner than later, just have access to your copy. It's a really amazing card in terms of what it can do as an equip, especially if you're looking at a card like Isolde. Now, Raid Raptors are something else I was just peeking in at, because I know Lunalights, you know, like to play Forstrix, and the secret rare has been going up for some time, but also the Ultra is something I would suggest to get sooner than later, because it's only reprinting here is also in a Battles of Legend, I believe. There's not another version, is there? Like a common that I'm missing? Pretty sure there's not. So when I'm looking at the Raid Raptor stuff, the other surprise is kind of that, well, Tribute Lanius is still up here towards $8. Well, everybody's waiting on their Link monster, right? We covered the Necro Valley buyout not too long ago as an ultimate rare, and then I get a message from a duelist on Facebook, hey, Gravekeeper's Commanded's getting bought out. I'm like, the ultimate rare is always high, don't worry about it. Then I scroll through and I'm like, oh, the common too, huh? The common too, huh? Yeah, every single version of Gravekeeper's Commanded on both platforms seems to be relatively bought out, to the point that the cheapest ones are towards $5 freaking dollars. So if you're a Gravekeeper duelist on Dueling Book who for some reason sold their deck and doesn't have their Gravekeeper deck, oh no, you're spending quite a bit on some Gravekeeper Commandeds. I expect people to be picking their bulk and for these to slowly return to market, but there's not a recent printing, so it's kind of insane. And you see the holofoil versions are actually not as targeted, so you have an $8 copy versus all these $5, $6 copies. I guess get the holos for now if you're really gonna jump down this and be like, oh no, I've got to get my Gravekeeper Commanded now. You're freaking out over a deck that's been out forever that's not that insane, but I guess, you know, Royal Tribute did come back to 3, which is also slowly disappearing in quantities off the market. Gosh dang it. I don't want to cover something like this, but, you know, it's Market Watch. Dried Wind, speaking of interesting prices, is also up once again. We do have the new aromas within the core set of Chaos Impact, and we see this $10, $12, and then just disappears. There's not many of them, so be aware that this is a hard to get card, basically the hardest to get card if you're an Aro Mage player. Maybe it's haunting some of you in the comment section down below, but the rest of it, super affordable for the most part. You shouldn't have any trouble really chasing what you want out of the deck besides Dried Winds. Oh my gosh. So a Black Friday discussion here. I was looking through reprint sets and it hit me that when you think about what to shop after in Black Friday, sometimes it comes down to sealed product because there's offers. So don't really chase after too many core sets unless it's Dark Neostorm, in my opinion, because look at this. Older core sets that have been Megaton, where's the value? There's not really value, and Black Friday is going to offer a lot of sealed product deals from Core TCG and Troll and Toad. They tend to go back into the vault, pull out tons of things that are backstock. Don't go after stuff just because you're like, I remember Prank Kids. Oh yeah, we could pull some Prank Kid cards. What are you going to pull out of this box that you couldn't just buy? Come on, I understand opening a pack feels good, but what is this going to clearance out on Black Friday versus already being $30? So look at prices around right now. Whenever you're Black Friday shopping, something can go on sale and be cheaper than MSRP but not be cheaper than the market. Don't get fooled by quote-unquote cheaper boxes or something you can't get value out of. Go for something like Dual Power, which got its unlimited wave. It might be on Walmart shelves or Target shelves on a discounted price. I know Walgreens right now is actually like 40% off of their cards or something. I saw a picture of that. So be chasing after something where you can get a good estimated value back. If you get, say, Dual Power here at 50% off, well, look at what you can pull out. Evenly Matched, Cyber Dragon Nasher, Carter Demise, and you can chase that short printed infinite impermanence to your heart's content, but you actually have a good chance to make a lot of your value back at $15. So when sealed goes on sale this Black Friday, when there's blanket deals on sites, look around at what your estimated value for pulls could be. Duelist Saga is something that's gone up a lot over time for their singles. You can still get the pack sealed here at $20, but you see when we go through page 1 and then we're still at $5, you're starting to go, wait a minute, and you go through page 2 and we're still gonna be at above $2, and we go through page 3 and we're still going to end around $2. It starts to make a lot of sense that this would be a good thing to find on Black Friday if it's in stock anywhere, as long as it's not Europrint. They bend out of the box. The Tier 0 actually sent me a little blister of this recently, and it's the foil's bending out. This is around when they fixed it. I remember Alinteo actually breaking the story on how bad this was out of the box as Europrint. So definitely definitely do make sure you're getting an American print of the set if you're going sealed. And then we also see Battles of Legend is something I suggested recently. I don't think the original will be too easy to find on any discounted price on Black Friday, but maybe if TCG Player runs another sealed sale or something happens, pay attention to this set because you have Into the Voids, you have Sanctums, you have Evopil. Your estimated value could actually be pretty good back as you get almost every secret within the set when you're busting this, and you can chase after certain ultra rares. And that's about it from me on today's Market Watch. I just want to say one more thing. If you think something bolded in a set means it's going to get reprinted, you're wrong. This came up in the Discord. Signet mining from Dark Neostorm. It's not going to be reprinted in a core set. I'm sorry to any hopeful. So when you see Nibiru token to go along with your Nibiru Primal Being from the Megatins on the OTS packs, Nibiru is not likely to get reprinted in that OTS pack either. I'm all for wanting a reprint, but you're stretching when you reach for that, and you're spreading misinformation to say something like this is getting a reprint in a core set. Now, if this is a allusion to it being in the special editions, kudos Konami, but I don't think that's the case. That would be really cool though. Let me know where you guys expect a reprint of Signet mining to pop up. I'm hoping Battles of Legend before a WCQ, or mayhaps in the March reprint set. Where do you guys think Signet Mining's reprint will actually pop up? And let me know what you think of the crazy Prismatic market going on right now, where you have the top heavy really just being so dominant in the set. That's 1 out of every 8 cases. So when we're looking at real price coolant, because you have 4 different, and they're all 1 out of every 2 cases, so to get that specific one, not shorted, 1 out of every 8, that's not really a huge price coolant at all on a market for any kind of copy, any kind of thing. What do you guys think of how this has been handled versus rarities that we had in the past? Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation, and we'll see you in the next one.